Oh, banana peel. Somebody can fall over this banana peel. This reminds me of the time that I was still working for a large organization. A banana peel lying in the middle of the hallway. I thought, okay, let's pick it up. But my manager stopped me and said, Cyriel, this is not in your job description. You don't have the right competence to do this. And by the way, the banana peel is not lying in our department, so it's not our problem. 2 weeks later, banana peel was still lying in the middle of the hallway because it was in nobody's job description. Nobody felt responsible to do something about it. At that moment, the management team gathered and they created a multidisciplinary task force to solve this problem. They hired some expensive consultants, and 2 months later, the solution, a ladder. Do we have a ladder? Oh, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, great, thank you. Yep, we've hired also a few engineers. Yep. This will be the solution. And we're looking for a volunteer. So I said, okay, I'll give it a try. I also got a brochure from Health and Safety on how to climb a ladder. Yeah, this is the hard part. Yep. I got to the other side. I didn't fall over the banana peel. At that moment, management team said, this is the new rule. From now on, when you see a problem like a banana peel, you follow the ladder procedure. Now, after a month, banana peel has been rotten away. The ladder was still there. Do you recognize these situations in your own companies, in your own schools? But maybe even a more important question is, how do we get rid of those ladders? And that all starts with the ladders in our own brain. What are the ladders that you have in your own brain? What are the assumptions that you have about your own work? Assumptions about your relationships? Assumptions about your life? What are the ladders that hold you from the real change? Because change will happen anyway. But how can we change our mind? And that's where the change mindset comes into the picture. In the last 4 or 5 years, I've done research on this topic, on change. I've even written a book on this topic. And if I would summarize the whole book in 3 words, it would be yes and act. Let me explain you what you can do with it. I start with the yes. The yes stands for suspend your judgment. We human beings, we're quite good in judging very quickly. If somebody comes up with an idea, we immediately come up with sentences like, yes, but we don't have time, we don't have money, we've already tried it. What happens is that we immediately kill the potential of an idea. So how can we make sure that we suspend our judgment? In a minute, I'm going to ask you to get up and form a pair with the person in front or behind you. Yeah. Why? Because chances are quite big that you're sitting next to somebody that you already know. That's safe. TEDx is also a networking event, so I'm going to ask you, turn to your neighbor in the front or behind, and then we'll network a little bit. And then the person with the shortest hair is going to start. Yeah. In some cases, that's a bit harder, some cases a bit easier. And then you get the next challenge from me. We want to organize the biggest TEDx party ever. That's the plan. We had a full day with the big party. And the person with the shortest hair is going to give a suggestion. Like, shall we all go to the stage and have a big party on stage? And then the other person has to start his or her sentence with, yes, but, excuse. And then that person comes up with a new idea. Like, hey, but I know a very nice pub here in Antwerp. Let's go and have a drink all together. And then the other person starts the sentence with, yes, but, excuse, and a new idea. That's the plan. So I'm going to ask you to get up. We're going to put a little bit of lights on. Form a pair with the person in front or behind you. Person with the shortest hair starts. 1 minute, the party. You can stay where you are. Attention this side. You can stop with the yes but for a moment, but stay where you are. Stay where you are. Brilliant. Round 2. This time, we're not going to organize a party, but we go to the green side of the beer coasters that you got. And this time, we go on a holiday together. And the person with the longest hair is going to start. And that person gives a suggestion like, let's go to Italy. And then the other person has to answer with, yes, and while we are in Italy, we are going to eat a pizza every day. And even if you don't like pizza, you answer with, yes, and we drink 3 bottles of wine with it. Yes, and then we go to Brazil. You've all the time, you've all the money, you can do whatever you want, but you have to answer with yes and. Person with the longest hair starts 1 minute on a holiday. Good luck. All right, you can sit down again. You can find your seat. All right. Wow, thank you. Round 1, idea killers. Round 2, idea boosters. Did you notice a little bit difference between the 2 rounds? What we've done, we've just changed one word. We went from a yes but to a yes and suddenly we have a lot more ideas, we have a lot more potential, and we have a lot more energy. Now, I would like to go even one level deeper with you, and I'm going to give you a very practical toolkit to apply this in your next meeting. I call this the 3-minute rule. How does it work? 9 out of 10 meetings, please use logical thinking. Make the decisions what you normally do, common sense. But in a few cases, you have a meeting where you could use some creativity. You want to change something. At that moment, you take the beer coaster, put it in the middle of the table, and you say, we're going to apply the 3-minute rule. For 3 minutes, everything is possible. We suspend our judgment. If there is somebody who comes up with an idea killer during those 3 minutes, red card. Like in soccer, red card, you've killed 2 ideas. You've killed 1 idea. The punishment is you have to come up with 2 new ones. After the 3 minutes, you look at all the ideas that you gathered and you select the top ones. You don't have to do all of them. You choose the ones that really have potential. You can take little pieces out of it. And I'm sure that after the 3 minutes, you will have some interesting and relevant ideas to solve your problem. The yes. And stand for look at the world from a different perspective. I'm going to show you an 8-second movie clip. And what you will notice is in those 8 seconds, it will completely explain what I mean with this principle. How do you look at the world? From the point of view of a no? Or can you switch your perspective and the no problem becomes yes, opportunity. You've just switched your perspective. The situation didn't change. The way how you view it, that has changed. Wouldn't it be beautiful if we could sometimes, when we're stuck, to switch our perspective in our work, switch perspective in our relationships, or maybe even your whole life? Third principle, act. Get into action and experiment a little bit more. In the Western world, we're very good in creating a plan. The perfect plan. 27 steps and we've reached our goal. And then reality kicks in. Do you recognize this? Then my question is, why do we spend so many hours in different meetings, create massive documents, to have the perfect plan, if you know that reality will catch up anyway, and you have to change your plan? But how can we solve this? Now, I started with a banana. I will end with the banana principle. An article in Harvard Business Review showed that more and more companies are offering a piece of fruit to their employees as a healthy snack. But often, the bananas are gone, the oranges are still there. Why? Because a banana is a little bit easier to peel. The researchers also found that you can apply this in a change project. If you can make the desired change just a little bit easier and take away a little bit of the resistance, the chance that people will really act on the change is a lot bigger. And at that moment, I came up with the nano action, a very small action, but after reading the article, I thought it's a bit a boring title, so now I'm calling it a banano action. What's a banano action? It's the first step that you take within 48 hours to see if an idea or a dream, if it has potential or not. You can only spend 1 hour, 10 euros. Why those 2? Because those are the 2 biggest idea killers that we come across most of the time. So the next time when you're having a big idea, instead of spending a lot of time on creating the perfect plan, think about your first banana action to see if it can work or not. We've heard many ideas today. A few of them are word spreading. Some of them are worth implementing? How will you conquer the ladders and be the change? Yes, and act.